Yo, what's up, everyone? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Let's Be Real. I'm your host, Joe Mambu.
Boy, Big Sherm, I'm here for you, people. We here for you.
Yes, yes, another episode. This is episode 103, and this is called What is Vince's Legacy? All right. You don't know. Vince Carter has retired from the NBA, a 22 year career. Stellar career, some would say not, but the question is not so much if he's a Hall of Famer, right? But did he underachieve in his career? I know for most players, the goal is to win an NBA championship. Vince Carter never sniffed it, never came close, but he had a really good career, a long career, and 22 years is not something to be laughed at. But Big Sherm, what do you want to say on it? What do you think?
Vince Carter is a national treasure.
Oh, national treasure.
He's a national treasure. He might not have won, like you said, the goal for every NBA player is to win an NBA championship.
Yes, sir.
But he didn't get a chance to do that. But he had moments. Like, for
Hmm.
instance, I think it was 2001,
Hmm.
Game 7, Eastern Conference semifinals versus
The
the,
Sixers.
Six- the Sixers.
Yeah,
All the big news was, oh, he's going to go to his graduation in
I do
Chapel Hill.
remember that. Yep.
And everyone, some people were giving him flack. Even some newscasters was giving him flack for like, oh, he should be concentrating on the game. But I said to myself, even back then, when I was back there, I was like, yo, this is a big moment. This is college. You don't get another chance at college to graduate from college. Like, you put in your hard work, your blood, sweat, and tears to go to college to make something of yourself. And he promised his mom he would graduate. And that's the
Listen,
one thing I love the best. He promised his mom he would graduate, and he did it. And he went to the graduation, and then he got on a plane and went up the coast to Philadelphia, played Game 7, and played in probably one of the better games I've seen him play.
he did. He
I
did.
think he had 38.
I'm not too sure actually. That was
I
years
think
ago.
but 2000. That's 2001, bro.
Okay, Game 7, Eastern Conference Finals,
Yeah, put
2000.
that to work. Put that computer to work. Put that laptop to work, brother.
There
See,
was,
see.
but yeah. I mean, listen, that was Vince Carter had a great 7 years in Toronto, right?
But
And he had,
but but
yeah, go ahead.
but with that, they feel like he portrayed Toronto in a way when he left.
He got traded.
I mean, he got traded, but they still feel like they felt betrayed. Like, oh, how are you trading the best player on our team? Like, that was their guy
Yeah,
for those 7 years. Like, the first dunk, like, he blew up literally with that first dunk at Air Canada. I think it was Air Canada Center. It was his first NBA dunk. Like, he dunked on somebody.
yeah.
You feel me? Like, if he felt that it was one of their own, and like the organization just traded him away, and it's like it felt like so demoralizing in a sense. It was
Yeah, no.
demoralizing to them.
I mean, it definitely was. I mean, you look at it, it was basically them having to rebuild, right? Because they shipped out McGrady a few
He went to
years,
Orlando.
went to Orlando, and then I always think about how that like, especially in today's NBA, because if you look at a similar situation in today's current NBA, it's like Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Not saying those two players are any of the caliber of player that Kawhi is. I would say offensively, McGrady's obviously better than. Well, he's better than both of them. I think he's better than George, and he's better
Yeah,
than
he is. He
Kawhi
is.
Leonard.
He is. He is.
Defensively, we know McGrady was kind of the equivalent
Yo,
to a
don't do
certain
that, bro. Don't come on.
to a
Don't do
certain
that to that
degree,
man.
to a certain degree as today's NBA defenders, right? You thought I had somebody in mind? Who do you think I'm
Yeah,
thinking about?
you know who I was thinking about too. I'm not, and
You think
I
I'm
will
thinking
not.
about Vince Carter? I mean, not Vince Carter. James Harden.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
will. I will not do that to T Mac. I hope he wasn't gonna do that to T Mac.
No,
Don't
no, no,
disrespect that man like that,
no,
yo.
no, 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 no. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. But yeah, I mean, you look at if those two guys would have stayed together, I'm
Oh
pretty
my
sure.
God.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they would. McGrady would have never got injured.
No, no,
You
no,
know.
don't say that. Don't say that.
Well, no, I'm just saying because it never really worked out in Orlando, right?
Right, and then
Like,
it was supposed to be the big three with him, Duncan, and Grant Hill, and it never materialized. That was the rumor out
yeah,
there.
yeah. But man, I look at Vince Carter career now. The problem with him playing so long is that he, the longer you play, the more you're on the decline, right? So he played 22 years, and his numbers weren't that great. His overall numbers is 16.7, 4.3, and 3.1. So that's rebounds and assists. 4.4. Let me just make sure real quick. But he averaged 16.7. And obviously, we know Vince Carter. He was drafted
Wait,
number.
that's his career average?
Yeah, yeah, man. You know, I'll tell you. I'll let you know right now. I'll give it to you. But yeah. I mean, the long that was the problem. He played so long that he wasn't really used as much. Yeah, I should have worn my glasses for this episode.
Come on,
But
man.
no, yeah. So his career averages are 16.7 points per game, 4.3 rebounds, and 3.1 assists. Right.
But that slam dunk contest
That's what
that
it's about, man.
but that's his career. He
Yeah.
didn't have to do nothing else.
Yeah.
That slam dunk contest set his whole career up
Hold on.
for
Hold on.
the.
Hold on.
It
You
did.
saying that slam dunk
It
contest alone?
it did. It really did.
I don't think that's true. I'll tell you why. But
Yo,
go ahead. Continue.
listen. Toronto was an up and coming team at that time.
Yeah.
T Mac, they were gaining ground. They got to the playoff those couple of years. They faced the Knicks and they lost, I believe.
Hmm.
But they were up against. But that slam dunk contest, Kenny Smith calling this man, half amazing, coming up with the nickname itself, put him on the map.
Yeah. I
It
mean,
literally put and it basically solidifies his career to me. That's his. Well, I don't want to say like disparaging that's a lasting legacy, but that's what it is. Like we still talk about it till this day.
well, when you think of Vince Carter, obviously you think about the dunk. So I get it, right?
Hmm.
But I would point you to another player who won a dunk contest, and that's why I was like, I don't know if it's you say the dunk contest solidifies his career, but Jason Richardson won a dunk contest. I believe it was in
What?
2003, right? And
J-
Jason Richardson
hey,
was
Jay Rich can dunk with the best, but he ain't Vince Carter, bro.
he not. Would you?
Come on.
Yeah,
I'm picking Vince Carter every time versus Jay Rich.
I'm picking Vince Carter versus anybody anytime. That's even include Michael Jordan.
Until you get to Zach Levine.
What?
To me, until you get to Zach Levine, son. Zach Levine was doing some shit like, what the hell is this?
Zach Levine is good, but I think
Come on, son.
Aaron Gordon got robbed. But I still
I get
think,
true,
yeah,
very true,
I
very
still
true.
I still think that Vince is the best creative and in-game dunker. The crazy thing is, I was watching some interviews with Vince Carter, and he was just basically talking about it was like his top 10 dunks, right, in his
Hmm.
career, and he was just basically like on autopilot for most of those dunks. Like a lob happened, and he was like, I don't know where the rim is at, but I'm just gonna go attack. Like he doesn't care where the ball lands; he's just gonna go attack the rim. And that's probably like why Vince Carter was just so great because he had an innate ability to just go ahead and just put the ball in the bucket in the most creative way.
I remember he was talking about one time dunking on Mutombo. He said, "Yo, he's taller than me, he's longer than me, but I can
Yeah,
jump higher than him.
yeah,
And
that
he
and
said,
that. Yeah, I remember that.
like he said, yo, I'm just gonna jam. What the hell? I'm just gonna jam it on them and just done it. You feel me?
Yeah, that is fireworks. I see New York has not changed.
No, it has not. No, it has not.
Listen, I
It's
could bring,
Iraq every day.
I could, I could bring some down. I'm joking. I'm joking. But yeah, even so, that's the thing with that Matumbo thing, right? He talked about it. He's like, yo, he know he could jump high. He's talking about Matumbo, but he knows that
He
he
can
can
jump
get
higher
higher. And it was like, yo, it's just crazy to me the confidence that he had in his ability. And I know we're talking about Vince underachieve, and to me, a certain degree, they did. He underachieved greatly,
because
right?
of injuries.
Yeah, yeah, definitely because of injuries, right?
Injuries
But
did it because when he was traded to the Nets,
he was killing, man. He
until
was,
he got injured, him
he
and
was,
Jason Kidd was magic,
yeah. You know,
magic.
you know what I'm
Oh,
saying. You know what I'm saying. I mean, you look at it. His first 12 years, right before he went to Orlando, his lowest average was his rookie season before he went to Orlando.
who?
Vince Carter. So he averaged 18.3, right, in his rookie season,
Mm-hmm.
right, and the lowest was his last season in New Jersey. Oh
Wait.
no, actually that injury plague season in Toronto where he only scored 16 points per game.
Okay.
And that was the 2004-2005 season. But then when he went to New Jersey, right?
Mm-hmm.
It upticked to 27,
He
27,
was
20,
killing
20,
out there.
24, 25, and 20. And I think Vince Carter, New Jersey Nets, uh uh his time with the New Jersey Nets are highly underrated. We always look at the high flyer that came out of North Carolina in the first few seasons, and I get it. He was averaging 25, 27, 24. You know what I mean? And people, you would compare like this is when McGrady was even in the shadow, and this is the reason why McGrady left. But um Vince Carter was it, man. He was Air Canada. He was a highlight reel. He was half man, half amazing. His dunks were just ridiculous. And when you think about Vince Carter legacy, is really the best dunker of all time, which isn't bad considering that Michael Jordan played the game of basketball as well. Um, but what else has he done as much?
But again, to your point, the injuries. That's what derailed his whole career.
Yeah,
He would get injured. Once he started to get injured a lot, that really slowed him down. But he still came back. He still wanted to play back because he played for the love of the game.
he definitely did. He was not ring chasing. I do appreciate that. Even like in his old age, he could have went the David West route,
But
and
but
he
he but
and he didn't
but
and he chose not to.
again, Mitch Richmond. He's one of those guys that people say, hey, he got a charity ring with the
Yeah,
Lakers. You know, he got a charity ring with the Lakers. But listen, to me, he earned that for all the years playing in the Michael Jordan era
yeah,
and being shut out. And Mitch Richmond was basically the second best shooting guard behind Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was all without the stratosphere.
yeah.
A lot of people forget about Mitch Richmond killing him with the Sacramento Kings.
Oh yeah, Mitch Richmond was nice. He was a
He
shooter.
was nice.
Yeah,
Yo, smooth,
but
silky shooter, but it was just Jordan.
yeah,
Jordan was just there. You feel me?
yeah,
But for Vince, for me, Vince just he could have went to another team. He could have did all that, and I think it would have been well deserved anyway.
yeah,
It would have been well deserved, but he didn't do that. He just played for the love of the game. He helped mentor guys along, helped them out in their career, and that's
yeah.
appreciative. 22 years is nothing to sneeze at.
No, it's nothing to sneeze at, and that's the thing. So it's like fans may look at Vince Carter legacy a little bit different compared to like how NBA players, personnel, coaches are gonna look at Vince, right? Because he's been a model citizen, hasn't really got into trouble. You know how easy it is to get in trouble being an athlete.
Social
Uh,
media.
Social media, right? And he played through that. So he played through the social media generation too. You know what I'm saying? And he's just been a model citizen. So I think he would be more revered in the circles of like the people who understand the game and just don't watch the game, right? But I think, like I said, I think he underachieved. I think he is always going to be the greatest dunker of all time. Zach Levine may change that depending on where his career go.
Aaron Gordon was
Aaron
Aaron
Gordon.
Gordon say he ain't doing it no more because he's been robbed too much, and I believe he was robbed
Yeah, he was robbed at
again
least one of them. He's
twice,
oh, all right. Well, yeah, maybe,
twice.
maybe. Um,
But also, he is Vince Carter is the last player to play in the '90s.
right?
It's a wrap.
Yeah, it's done, man. Everybody's
The end of
babies. Well, except for
that's it.
LeBron and those other guys.
Yeah, they're 2000.
Yeah,
Vince
2000. Yeah,
Vince Carter is the last player to play in the '90s. Damn, I'm fucking old. Hi, hi,
yeah,
hachi
yeah,
machi. Woo!
yeah.
But he gave Vince Carter gave us oohs and ahs. It's like
Oh, he definitely did.
for like the first, like you said, for the first 7 years in Toronto, forget it. He was the show. They purposely put him on TV when he was getting good. They purposely put him on TV.
Yeah,
And I was like, damn. You knew he was a big star when they started doing that. When he had to shift stuff around to get him on TV, to get him on NBC, to get him on TNT,
yeah,
ESPN.
yeah.
He was a game changer back then. You can't poo poo that. Even though people say he underachieved, at that moment in time, he was the guy.
Yeah.
For a
No,
time, he was the
yeah,
guy.
you're right. You're right. You're right. And then when he went to the Nets, it was more like an ensemble thing. They was hoping that he could recapture some of that stuff that he did in Toronto, which he did for a little bit. I mean, you even look at Vince Carter's best dunk wasn't in a Raptors jersey.
You mean
His
to talk about the one against Alonzo Mourning?
yes, yes, yes. You know what I'm saying?
They think he
Like,
couldn't do it no more.
yeah. And yo, Alonzo Mourning is a tank, but
Word. He got
Vince,
dunked on a lot though.
yeah, he did. Well, I mean, that's the thing. When you're a shot blocker, you're gonna get blocked. I mean, you're gonna get dunked on because you're
Yeah,
going for it. But
yeah, true.
yo, I mean, when you talk about taking it to the Baja, man, Vince Carter took it to the Baja. Probably a couple NBA players right now have that Vince Carter poster on Alonzo Mourning.
Of course,
You know what I'm
of course.
saying? That's something that you put up in your room if you have aspirations of playing basketball.
Word.
But
They really think he couldn't get up there again, and he really got him.
yeah,
That's the crazy thing. Like he was already accumulating a lot of injuries and stuff like that,
yeah.
and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom! They're like,
But that,
oh shit!
but that was even a time where Vince. The thing I love about New Jersey Nets Vince Carter is the fact that he worked on his game, right? Like he was working more on his jumper.
Right.
Uh, and I remember I used to go to a couple Nets games when I was younger, when they were in New Jersey, and watching Vince play in some of those, man, I was just like, oh, he's like a completely different player. He was more of a complete player. At that time I was younger, so I wasn't worrying about the defensive side,
Mm-hmm.
but offensively, his game has elevated tremendously. He may not be the above the rim assassin like he once was in Toronto, or even have the quickness because he was marred by knee and hamstring injuries throughout his career. But boy, I'm telling you, Vince Carter was fun to watch, man. He was fun to watch in New Jersey. And listen, like I said, his best dunk is in a Nets jersey, and his,
Mike.
his second best dunk is probably in the Team USA jersey.
Oh yeah, true.
You know what
Frederick
I'm saying?
Weiss. Like
I'm not a Yeah, go ahead. My bad.
when you could jump over a 7'2" dude, like
Yeah, yeah,
that's crazy, bro.
yeah, yeah,
That's just crazy, son. And that's when Vince had when he was growing his hair out. You feel
yeah,
me?
yeah. I remember that. Yeah, I
Everybody was
remember
like,
that.
"Yo, why is he growing his hair out?" But yo, when he dunked, he's like, "Oh, forget it, forget all that." Yo, he just destroyed Frederick Weiss. And now, of course, he was a Knicks player at that time. So then they said, "Oh, we done
Yeah,
with this dude.
yeah,
We done with Frederick. If he can't." I mean, no one can really block Vince anyway.
Yeah,
But
you can. You
you
can.
can't block Vince. But once they said, "Oh, the Knicks Frederick Weiss," it was like that's it. The Knicks are done.
Yeah.
That their next Patrick Ewing type of center is done with. That prospect is over with.
Yeah.
Done. Finito.
So my thing is, you look at all, because like I said, he played 22 years, but you look at all the stuff. What's like the one defining moment for you in his career? Like the one thing you look at and you be like, "Yo, this is this is the best thing
No, for
Vince has
me,
done."
it was him getting on a plane after graduation, doing something that he promised his moms he would do,
Yeah.
completed his degree, got on a plane, played Game 7, and proved everybody wrong because he didn't cost them the game. He had a
Yeah.
chance to win the game, as a matter
Yeah.
of fact,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they just rimmed out. That's my defining thing. Against all odds, he went out there and said, "F it, I'm gonna go do what I want to do," and it nearly got him to the dance. It
Yeah.
nearly got him to the dance. That's why I last him. I
Yep.
mean, the dunks and stuff are always going to be there. But for
Yeah.
me, playing wise on the court itself, like besides the dunk, like on the court
Yeah.
in a high level situation, he was
Yeah.
there. He just couldn't get it over the hump. But it was impressive what he was doing to me at that point in time.
Yeah, I think so. For me though, I'm gonna tell you it's the dunk on Alonzo
The
Mourning,
morning,
man.
I know,
You know what I'm
no,
saying? Like it was
no. I
just
mean,
it was way too good. Like I loved it. I enjoyed it. I still today I still watch that dunk, man. And for me it was that, you know what I mean? For me it was that dunk because it was just so ferocious. Like he goes behind the back on Jay Will and then you like, damn, Lonzo coming and freaking Vince Carter just up and away and slams it on his head, man. And so
had the motorbike ready to go.
yeah, pretty much, yo. And he stepped on the clutch and he was good. He was good, man. But all right, so now we're gonna yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Of course, before we say things, I would like to say thank you, Vince Carter, for giving us 22 years of your life to the sport of basketball.
Word up.
We thank you so much, and whatever you do in your endeavors, please keep be the same way,
Well, he said
please.
he said he done playing professionally. He didn't say he was done playing basketball. So
Overseas, baby.
no, no. I mean that's still professional.
I
Let's
mean,
not
it's
disrespect him.
not the league though.
Yeah,
It's
no.
not the league. But I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
Yeah. No, let's not disrespect the other countries
Of course, of
that have
course.
professional
Of,
leagues.
my apologies. My
No, it's all
apologies.
good. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is the New York Jets and their
Hey,
ongoing situation with safety Jamal Adams.
that cesspool.
Listen, we know the Jets are bad. You know, they finally have their quarterback. What they think they have their quarterback, right? So now they kind of worry about on the defensive side of the ball, and they want to make sure they shore up. At least Adam Gase and Greg Williams want to make sure that they
You mean
shore up.
you mean Norman Bates?
Oh, Norman Bates. Yeah, yeah. Make sure they shore up Jamal Adams, who's is 24 years old, still has 2 years left on his current deal, which they could franchise tag him after that. But I mean, how do you feel? He put in a trade request, right?
Mm,
So listen, he kind of know that the writing is on the wall. How do you feel about it?
let me tell you something. When someone comes out in the draft and says they want to play for the New York Jets and really mean it, you have to do everything in your power to keep this man happy.
Yeah,
The minute you brought Adam Gase in there, I said, "Yo, this guy is gonna rip this thing apart. They're not gonna do anything, and they're gonna end up losing Jamal Adams." And so
yeah.
said, so done. They're on the verge of losing Jamal Adams now.
They are. I
Like,
mean, technically not because
th-
they have him for 2 years, but he could
yeah,
be
you can,
disengaged and not be as productive as
right.
he's been his first 3 years.
He could pull a Jalen Ramsey because
Yeah,
he's the best player on their team
yeah,
on their team. Period.
yeah. I agree.
Even with the mono with Sam Donald had
Sam Donald. Yeah,
with the mono.
yeah,
Well, thank God he came back from the mono. You know,
yep,
but Jamal Adams to me, he is one of the top safeties in the league.
yeah,
He you are going to sit there, and you're not going to sit there and let him just fester on there, because the fans are not going to accept that at all,
Yeah, no, yeah,
at all. So hey, get him traded. He don't want to be there. I don't blame him for not wanting to be there. To tell you the truth,
yeah. So
yeah,
this is yeah. Go ahead, go ahead, go
because
for
they don't know what they're doing in New York. They never when Tom Brady was there. I always said, listen, Bill Belichick took advantage of the NFC AFC East because
it. Oh hell,
none of these teams knew what the hell they were doing in the first place.
yeah.
Now Brady is gone.
Mhm.
Now Brady is gone, and it seems like the Buffalo Bills now are the lead dog, at least on paper right now, but with them adding to Stephon Diggs, and their
Yeah,
defense is just murderer's row.
yeah.
The Jets still continue to make bullshit moves and bullshit decisions. Bullshit.
Sounds
And
like a New York organization to me.
yeah, pretty much. At least they're not the Knicks,
Yeah,
But like Jamal Adams to me, I say, hey, go get traded. Yeah, they own his rights, but that's what everybody say. If he's a star player, if he has that pull like that, he's gonna get traded. Now
yeah,
the teams he wants to go to, his number one pick is Dallas,
yeah. He
which I
also
don't.
he
Well,
also
go
got
ahead.
Baltimore, Houston. Shit, I would love to be in Houston.
Hell no, I'm not going to Houston. Not
But
with that fake Bill Belichick guy over there,
oh my
Bill
bad.
O'Brien.
That's for
Get the
other
hell out
reasons.
of here.
That's for other reasons. I'm sorry.
Get the
Uh,
hell out of here.
Kansas City, right?
Oh my
Wait,
God, yo.
Philadelphia, San Fran, and Seattle Seahawks. And then Adams was open to a trade to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I understand because Tom Brady being over there, you would want
No,
to. It could be
also
a
no. The other reason because he respected Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles
yeah,
drafted him,
yeah,
and he said
yeah,
he loves Todd Bowles. He loves his system, and he would thrive in that system.
yeah. So
But
my
but,
my
but
my
go
thing,
ahead.
yeah, my thing is I want to talk about. So they're saying that the Giants. So his dad was also a safety in the league, and he played
Mm-hmm,
for the New York Giants. Right, George Adams, his dad. And George Adams had gotten injured. He had gotten a hip injury, right? Still
mm-hmm,
continued to play, but never was at the level again that he was pre-injury. So I think his son Jamal Adams is a little bit worried, and he want to get his money a little bit sooner, right? Don't really see it with safeties like that. You kind of see this with running backs a lot because it's like pay me now because I know in 3 to 5 years I'm washed for the most
mm-hmm.
part. You're just gonna draft some young kid out of a big program, and he's going to take over. I think Jamal Adams is fair in that because his dad went he saw his dad go through it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Jamal Adams doesn't want to go through that. Because to me, when I read that he uh that he wanted his money now, it was like, yo, you still got 2 years left. So
But
like, what's the rush? But when I read the story about his father, I was like, oh, okay, I get it, because it's like it feels like you're just you're doubting your abilities to stay healthy. But I get it. It's in the back of his mind because he's seen his dad go through it. So I totally understand why you would want that money now or play for a playoff championship contending team and make some noise and get your money after that, you know?
let me tell you something. That's part of that's part of the equation with his
Mm-hmm.
pops and the injury and everything. But I'm
Yeah.
telling you, he does not like Norman Bates. Period.
Yeah, yeah.
He does not like Norman Bates. And let me tell you something. If he gets traded to Baltimore or Kansas City, they're gonna win the championship.
Yeah, yeah, they definitely
Because
will.
he's a game changing safety.
He
Period.
definitely is.
He's gonna get his money regardless because he is a top five safety in the league right now.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. All
If he
right.
goes if he goes to Seattle, hey, it could be. But if he goes to Baltimore and he makes up with that defense, with
Yeah.
Marcus Peters and Humphrey, are you fucking kidding me?
It's gonna be
That's a wrap. That's the championship wrap. If he goes to Kansas City and match up with Matthew on the other side, the other safety,
oh yeah,
it's
yeah.
a wrap.
Yeah.
With Mahomes, it's a wrap.
It's over, man.
If he goes to San Francisco, the NFC is done with.
Yeah.
They will run the NFC. I don't care if that fake gold is there in Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. Yeah.
I don't care what goat you got. You ain't stopping all that defensive firepower with Bosa and Fred Warner and them guys over there.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Listen, Jamal Adams could be a Deion Sanders type change the balance of power
He
type of
most
guy.
certainly can. He most certainly can.
You gotta understand what I mean. The Jets don't want a king's ransom for him, understandably.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as they
but
should. If
it's
he wants
worth
out of
it.
there. Yeah.
I've seen this man play when the team were when the Jets team was dismantled this year. He goes out there and he just brings it. He brings a Brian Dawkins type mentality to me. He's just a dog out there.
Yeah.
He just wants it. He don't care how he has to get. He wants to win, but he can still make plays. If
Yeah.
any one of those teams gets him, it's a
Yeah.
wrap.
Yeah. All right, you guys. I want to thank you for tuning in to another episode of Let's Be Real. If you want, hit us up on our email at lbrstalk@gmail.com with questions, comments, and suggestions for even future episodes.
Please
Make sure to check us out on Facebook blog. Big Sherm does a good job with Quincy putting in content in between episodes. Also check us out on YouTube. Let's Be Real Sportscast.
subscribe,
Uh,
subscribe, subscribe. Like I'm begging, like Keith Sweat.
you stupid. But yeah, all right. Cool. Yeah, that's another
iTunes,
episode in the
Spotify,
bag.
all that, all those platforms. Subscribe, 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 please.
Yeah,
Help
man.
help some brothers out.
Word. But yeah, that's another episode in the bag, and then you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Peace.